Right now, the White House is considering a special operations raid on nuclear sites in Iran to prevent Tehran from ever having a nuclear weapon. This is according to Axios. Seizing the regime's enriched uranium would require boots on the ground in Iran. Mark Caputo, one of the Axios reporters behind that report, spoke to CBS News about what he discovered.
In order for a true nuclear program to truly be secured, there actually has to be a physical securing of it. And that leaves this special forces or special operations option. Now, what that looks like, how big the force is, when it happens, all unclear. What is told to us is this isn't boots on the ground as an invasion force.
We're going to dive into this issue now with CBS News contributor Elliot Ackerman. He is a former CIA officer and Marine Corps veteran. Elliot, good morning and a warm welcome to you. I think it's your first time with us here, hopefully of many. Give us a reality check. What are the options for a U.S. ground invasion, if that's the right term, as it relates to nuclear sites? What would that take?
Yeah, I think the segment before was right. This wouldn't be a ground invasion. It would be a raid. And the U.S. has special mission units that train at length. It's one of their core tasks to conduct specifically these types of raids against nuclear sites.
Now, a raid like this would require highly specialized forces. There are major risks for deploying them in such a dangerous part of the world. What would other risks be if the president was to decide to do this?
Well, one of the advantages that the president has right now is that we have mostly air superiority over Iran, so that would allow that raid force to be, very well covered, but really time on the ground. If you do it quickly, that doesn't allow the Iranians to respond. They probably at this point, though, have significant security forces around those nuclear sites, so you could imagine an initial air campaign to soften up the site, and then our special operators would go in and secure those nuclear missiles.
If we think back to Operation Midnight Hammer, this was back in June. The U.S. had very specific, targeted nuclear-related sites across Iran that the U.S. said it was able to take out and obliterate. Did the U.S. really accomplish that if Iran was so close to a nuclear weapon now, or might that have complicated this mission?
It's unclear how much the U.S. accomplished during Operation Midnight Hammer. One of the things that could complicate a future mission is that there's been a lot of destruction at these sites, so it might make it more difficult to get underground to where the nuclear material is located, or if some of that nuclear material has been moved around the country and is now hidden in other sites.
And so overall, what do you make of this Axios reporting and the possibility that the war could effectively expand somewhat?
Yeah, it would seem to me absolutely accurate and something that the administration has considered since the outset of the war in Iran, that you would have to launch this type of a limited raid to secure their nuclear materials.
All right, Elliot, great to have you with us this morning. Thanks for being here.